Hello, welcome to the FilmPulse.net podcast. Very special episode today. This is our 100th episode. My name is Adam.
Wait,
with me today. Yeah.
Doing 100 of these?
We've done 100 of these.
Wow.
Yep. Wow. With me today we have Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
I'm okay.
And we
a lot
also
of
have
pressure.
Yeah. We also have Ernie joining us today. How are you, Ernie?
I'm doing good.
Today we'll be going over our top 10 films of 2013, as well as our bottom 10s and some of the movies that we're most excited for 2014. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the last 100 episodes. It's been an absolute joy to do this every week. I was just telling Kevin, this is like the most I laugh out of every week when we do this in Ryan's stuff. It's just, it's so much fun. And I want to thank you guys, Kevin and Ernie, for doing this every week, making no money whatsoever. By the way, this is truly a labor of love.
Well, I balance it out with my flakiness, so I think we're even.
Well, let's hop right in. Today we're not going to be doing any of the what we've been watching or any of that. We're just going to jump right into.
And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I actually made a valiant effort this week to watch more mainstream movies, so I had stuff to talk about.
Well, we could just save it for next week. We'll just talk about it next week because I think we're gonna.
There's really nothing opening for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
For the next couple weeks, I think we maybe just we'll review some of the other stuff that we didn't get to. Some of the big awards stuff.
Well, and I'm sure we're gonna have an episode about Oscar nominations.
Yeah. So
the Globes are next Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, so we got plenty of stuff to come up during the dry spell of the beginning of the year. Let's just jump right into the top 10s. I guess we'll just kind of go around and start with number 10. Want to do it that way?
Okay.
Were there any? Let's just do the top 10s, and we'll do some honorable mentions, and then talk about some of the worst of the year. And then just end it off with some most anticipated. Sound good?
Yeah, sure. Let's
Works
do
for
it.
me.
Okay. Ernie, why don't you start us off? What was your number 10 movie of the year?
My number 10 movie of the year was Spike Jonze' Her. It was just it's kind of the kind of movie that just washes over you as a romance, science fiction commentary on society. It was really for my top 10. This is my top 9 were easy to fill, but my last spot I had to pick one movie out of 20 movies that would have.
Yeah.
And it's I just kept thinking Her was really, really good. I was thinking well, this one resonated more with me than all the other ones. Where the others might be just action movies or whatnot, but this one really had something to say.
You brought up a good point. I had an insanely hard time with this list this year, and really the top 20 that I have are pretty much interchangeable. There were so many good movies this year. I had just a really, really hard, and I had an even harder time numbering them. So pretty much my whole top 10, you could just switch around in any way.
Which I've been doing for the last 3 or 4 days.
Oh yeah, and
every single time I look at it, I'm like, no, that's not right.
Yeah,
and I have to re-switch it. I'm looking at it right now, and I don't agree with it, but I just don't feel like changing it.
I was switching it out even right before we started recording, so I'm the same way.
Plus, I was the same. I had 23 movies tied at the 10 spot.
Yeah, and I think I had Her out of the top 10, but then I came across something that I saw that I totally forgot I saw, and it was I gave it a high rating. Okay, that's got to be top 10. And then I'm thinking, no, I think I'll put Her back in.
And then also I wanted to mention...
We didn't get to see that.
Yeah, see, we didn't... Kevin and I didn't see Her. We didn't see Inside Llewyn Davis. Another big one that I didn't see was Short Term 12. I don't know if that would have made it on my list, but I think Her and Inside Llewyn Davis probably would make it on my list, but I didn't see those. So
I'm pretty sure Her would have made it on my list.
I'm almost certain. I think I saw every other big movie, though. So, all right, Kevin, what was your number 10?
My number 10 was Post Tenebris Lux.
Okay.
From Carlos Regadas.
It
which
was an
which it was
interesting
like,
movie.
yeah, because like halfway point of the year that was like towards the top, and then I pretty much went through the same thing that Ernie was just discussing, trying to pick a 10, but you could easily replace that number 10 with a number of movies.
Mhm. I never
Um,
did get to see that one. I remember I was going to go see it at AFI a couple years ago. I was in line. I had tickets, but somehow the screening started late, and if I waited, that would totally throw off the entire evening, so I had to skip it.
I saw that at the Sarasota Film Festival, and I enjoyed it, but there were so many walkouts of that movie. It was
I can
hilarious. It
imagine.
was
I can
hilarious.
I can definitely imagine. It's just it's definitely a film that's like right up my alley.
Oh yeah.
Ambiguity, visual.
Oh, I think I
I'm all
remember.
about visuals.
I think I called you after I saw it when I was at Sarasota, and I was just like, "You're gonna love it. You're gonna love that
Yeah,
movie."
I mean the whole opening of that film is probably like the nicest
Oh yeah,
looking
it's
piece of
fantastic.
cinema from this year.
Fantastic. I love that opening. My number 10 is The Dirties, and this is a small like found footage indie. It premiered at Slam Dance, and that's another one I saw at Sarasota, and I love this movie, and I think it could go much higher on my list, but it just ended up at number 10. But definitely recommend checking out The Dirties. Very see, I always kind of rail against found footage because I feel like I have to watch so much found footage. Like
Yes.
Is that the one about the students who were like
the school shooting.
plotting out a shooting?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. The way that it's made, it's just so expertly done, and it's got a lot of layers to it. It's a very meta film, I guess you could say, where we're watching the movie and then they're watching it and editing it in real time, and it's just really crazy when you break it down. And I thought it was incredible. It was one of the very few found footage movies that they actually address some of the issues that are in found footage movies, like microphones, for instance.
hmm
You know, like in found footage movies, a lot of times you're like, oh, how can we hear them? Like, do they have a mic attached to them? And it's just small things like that that they really do well with in the Dirties, and it's really funny too. So definitely recommend that. Ernie, what's your number 9?
Number nine is a foreign film from Saudi Arabia called Wajda. Saw this at AFI this year, and it was definitely one of the best feel-good movies. It's a real simple story about a girl uh, who basically wants to raise money to buy herself a bike. But because this is in Saudi Arabia, and women and children that are like, they have restrictions on them, they shouldn't be doing this, they shouldn't be doing that. But and she just wants to be a kid. She wants a bike, and then she just goes through a lot of things that are just like so smart and funny to get the bike if she can. And it's just considering the context of the restrictions of the culture, and the fact that it was directed by a woman, which is unheard of in Saudi Arabia, and actually being shot in Saudi Arabia, which
Mm-hmm.
again is unheard of, and just how they got the movie made. But it's just as a coming of age film, just a look at a culture and society that you really never get to see. It was just like a really nice surprise to see at the fest. It was just a real feel good movie. So,
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I do plan on watching it.
Yeah, I do want to see this. Is this the film where like the director had to like hide in a
In a
van,
van,
but
yeah.
yeah,
like as they were going around?
yeah, all the crew was out there doing their stand. She had to call the shots from a walkie talkie.
It's
Wow.
crazy. That's just
So
crazy. Watched it. Kevin, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Woody Allen's Blue Jasmine,
Okay. A little bit higher on my list.
which I
that is the
thoroughly
one
enjoyed.
that's the one I'm kicking myself for not seeing yet. So
Oh yeah, you'll definitely like that one.
It's quite good. Unfortunately for me, the later on this year, which we actually talked about it last week, I saw Streetcar Named Desire, and then like as I'm watching Streetcar Named Desire, I'm like, oh okay, so Woody Allen just redid this movie.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So it's dropped a little bit for me because of that, but still a solid movie.
Yeah, I
And
thought it
the
was.
first time I've ever like appreciated Andrew Dice Clay
Oh yeah, he was great.
yeah,
to actually like him in something. I mean, that's a feat right there.
My number 9 is The Hunt, starring Mads
Mm.
Mikkelsen. Uh,
That's
it was just such a powerful film, and it's rare that you have a movie with this kind of subject matter that does what this movie does, where it's a man being accused of sexually abusing a young girl, and you know right off the bat that he didn't do it. So
yeah,
there's no like mystery aspect. Well, did he or didn't he? Like that's not what the movie's about. It's about the the stigma of the accusation and the reaction of the townspeople and what this does to him, as a person. I mean, his entire life crumbles, and I thought that everything about this movie was just fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
would
haven't
agree.
seen it yet, but will soon.
I think it's on Netflix, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, it's out on
Is it?
DVD.
It's getting a like brief rerun out here in LA for
Ooh.
the for award season. So
I wonder if I think that's on the short list for the best foreign language film for the Oscars, isn't it?
yeah, I know. Yeah, it is. I know it's nominated for best foreign at the Golden Globes.
Yeah,
So
definitely check that out. Ernie, number 8.
number 8 for me was Gravity. I was going back and forth whether or not to put this in the top 10, mainly because I mean I like the movie a lot, and there are other movies I kind of like more, but in terms of technical achievement, there's just like nothing you've seen
Right.
anything this year like it. Especially if you've seen it in the way Quaron attended in IMAX 3D, and have it in your face like that. But it's a technical marvel of a movie that is going to lose a lot when it finally comes to home video. It's
Yeah,
just not. It's not going to
that's
be the same movie at
yep.
all unless you can actually watch it in 3D. But I don't even know if home 3D is even going to match what you saw in the theater.
Especially not the IMAX. Yeah.
I
Well,
can't wait to see it on my 28-inch TV. It's gonna be awesome.
It's like, wow, those stars look so real. Oh wait, that's dust.
Gravity was originally on my top 10, but it got pushed down. It is one of my honorable mentions, though, just because it was amazing to look at.
Hmm.
hmm hmm hmm
Kevin, what's your number 8?
My number 8 was The Selfish Giant.
Higher on
Yeah,
my
That
that was a good
was
list.
one. That was good.
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and really all of it comes from the strength of Connor Chapman's performance as Arbor. I mean, that kid was
Mm.
unbelievable, and for it being, his first time ever on screen or
Yeah,
acting,
yeah.
holy shit. I mean, he's like a force of nature in this film.
Yeah, we just talked about this recently on the show because we both just saw this, and this is higher on my list. My number 8 is 12 Years a Slave.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so low on my list. I had a really hard time.
Racist.
uh, I attribute it to Brad Pitt's performance as to why
Oh
it's why
God, that
it's
is
sitting at number
that
8.
is dude, that is without a doubt one of the worst
It
performances
was
I've seen in
for
the
one of my only qualm with 12 Years was that the three like main supporting cast, Alfred Woodard, Paul Giamatti, and Brad Pitt. I When they came on, all I saw were Alfred Woodard, Paul
Right.
Giamatti, and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But for me, it didn't take me out of the ruin the movie for me at all. But it was just like, yeah, just seeing them. I don't see their characters, but okay, whatever.
and dude, at the end when Brad Pitt gives his little monologue or whatever you want to call it, I was just waiting for that star to come across the screen and be like, the more you know. Bing.
But either way, still an amazing movie and definitely one of the best of the year. And I'm sure gonna win 80,000 Oscars. So
It'll probably win all of them.
it's gonna win a lot. I guarantee that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fassbender should definitely win because he was incredible. But
I think what's her name?
oh, the girl, the yeah,
Lupita.
she was
She
great.
Yeah.
yeah,
She was
no
great.
one even came close to her.
Yeah. Ernie, number 7.
Number 7 is another foreign film called ID from India. Basically, it's a solid mystery drama thriller about a woman who's got a busy life, who has a laborer come in to work on her apartment, and then something happens to the laborer, and then he gets taken to the hospital and dies. And because it's India, it's kind of the person who hired them's responsibility to deal with the situation.
Hmm.
And so there's so much that she goes through where basically as a viewer you're wondering is like, what would I do in that situation? Would I really go this far? It's like, would I just like here, just take the guy, forget it? Because she's going through a lot of stuff that takes money out of her pocket, takes time away from her job, puts her in precarious situations just to find out who this guy is. And that's basically just how the whole movie unfolds as she goes on her journey of discovering herself and learning responsibility and finding out who this guy is. And so it was like a really, really fascinating and interesting.
Hmm.
That does sound very interesting.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if it's a wide release or even come out on DVD yet, and I know it's got a very brief run out here. But
Oh, I'm sure I'll get to see it in small town Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's probably playing right now. You better look
probably
on
playing at
Fandango.
3 screens at the local
You,
AMC.
you know what? I'm actually surprised. There's a theater in Hershey that seems to get a lot of like Indian films.
Hmm.
It's very odd.
That's interesting.
I'll have to
Kevin,
keep an eye out.
what's your number 7?
My number 7 is the documentary Leviathan,
Ah, okay.
because it's essentially right up my alley in the fact that it's extremely experimental cinema, but it's reality, which makes it even weirder in some way for me. Just the visuals in this thing are just unbelievable.
And I
You're
think
just
that
sucked in right from the start.
this was number 2 on my top 10 docs of the year, and it was on your list too, Ernie,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was on mine. I think it was like in the bottom 5, maybe
Yeah, I
6. I
can't
think.
remember. I think it was
And I
like
think
6 maybe.
Well, for me, I think I saw like 3 documentaries this year, so I obviously didn't get to make a top 10.
Yeah,
So
you
some of them snuck into my top 10 films of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I included documentaries in mine, my list would change substantially.
I included one. I think we can probably all guess what that is, but
Cutie and the Boxer.
Salinger.
Salinger.
We'll be coming back to that later. My number 7 is Blue Jasmine. I already talked about that, so it's great. Check it out. Ernie, what's your number 6?
Number 6, I had to cheat.
Uh-oh.
I had to. It's Oryx Liddell's Paradise Trilogy.
It's used all 3. Okay.
Because it was
Okay.
basically his original intention was to make one big ass movie. It was going to be a 7-hour movie, but then that's how he wanted to put it out. But then he realized no one's going to sit for a 7-hour epic in the theater, so we decided to split it into 3 narratives that still come together cohesively and watch together. So
Well, see, I didn't know that, but I'm wondering if what we saw as 3 separate movies, if there was anything done to alter them to make them more standalone, because they feel like 3 separate movies to me, even though that there are obviously links.
it's like I had the benefit of actually one of the repertoire theaters out here actually showed all 3. Right when the last one opened, Paradise Hope, they showed the other 2 to get you ready for it. So I saw all 3 like in one weekend. And so it was like you could immediately recognize the connections between each film and their place in time. Because one leads to another. It's like, oh, so that's so and so. This is where they're dropping off that person from
Right.
the first one. And it's like, oh, so that's actually what's going on. That's the person from the second one, and that's who was that you saw in the first, but didn't know that was who that was. It's like, oh, it's all making sense now.
Yeah.
But it's just overall collectively as a look, the films are love, hope, and faith, and it's just a fascinating look at each facet in regards to these characters. And it was just and I think you had Ryan look at
Love.
love, and I didn't even have to listen to the podcast to know that he probably like, what the fuck.
Well,
But,
now, which one of the 3 is your favorite?
My favorite one was Paradise Faith.
Faith. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Basically, yeah, Paradise Faith. It looked at faith as basically as like fuel for yourself and your beliefs and your love of others, and how faith impacts your relationships with other people, like your significant other or husband, wife, or something like that, and how much faith can have an impact or be a detriment
Yeah.
to that. So it's like it was just a fascinating look because like you're looking at it, and it's like there's a lot of contradictions that go on with the characters. Like say it's like I've met a lot of people who are going through that. I've seen a lot of people jump faith. I've seen people who've abandoned faith completely, like myself.
Mm.
It's like
I My favorite is Love. Kevin didn't like Faith very much, so
No, Faith was my least liked. I still haven't seen Love yet. Still
Hmm.
gotta see that one.
The Hope was good, but just didn't have much of an impact.
yeah,
No, Hope got a bit repetitive.
I liked it.
Honestly.
But I thought it was fine. Kevin, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is Upstream Color.
A little bit higher on my list.
Oh,
A little
Yeah,
bit.
so
why
tell
is
me
it?
exactly what exactly was that movie?
This movie melted my brain. Uh, I love the visuals. I love the sound design in this film and the music that Carruth created for it, and the fact that Shane Carruth does fucking everything.
Everything.
Mm.
I appreciate that so much. You don't really see that anymore nowadays. And for him to be doing that while at the same time be making films that are just no one's making these types of films, really.
Yeah.
Just how
Mm.
ambiguous they are, how epic they are in the storytelling sense. And he just tries to bring all these ideas together. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yep. I loved it too.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too, but I still can't exactly tell you what the hell it was about.
Well, it's funny because like that's a movie where 90% of the movie you're just completely confused and baffled as to what's going on. But I feel like it does come together at the end. Like I feel like because I remember when we left our screening in Austin, I felt like I knew what happened. Like I kind of had a grasp. Like Ryan
Well,
was completely lost, but I remember thinking like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
when we saw it in Austin, we came out, I had, sort of like a breakdown analysis of what I thought the film was. And then when it came out later on DVD and I rewatched it, my my analysis completely changed.
Hmm.
It was like something completely different. And I have a feeling that if I watched it again, like today, it would be completely different.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I love films that do that, where there's just multiple takeaways from it, and you can keep rewatching it and think different things.
Sometimes I get frustrated with movies like that, but not in this case. I really love that movie.
Mm.
My number 6 was Francis Ha, directed by Noah Baumbach.
No, Baumbach.
Yeah, that
I
was one of the ones that were in my could be top 10s.
I just found this movie to be so much fun and just so refreshing, and I love the black and white.
I'm
I think
actually surprised, like reading a lot of reviews, people are like, "Oh, I hate the fact that it's in black and white." And I never understand that. Why do people get upset about that?
it looked great.
I think it
Probably because
looks
they
great too.
probably because they think it looks old, like it reminds them of old movies. I'm like, well,
Well, that's what they always say. They're always like, "I don't understand why it's in black and white. Why would you make that choice?" And
Wasn't
it's
I
like,
mean
why not? What the hell?
I mean to me with Francis Ha, it's kind of a throwback, to
Oh
like
yeah.
60s French films.
No, yeah, pretty much exactly what I said. It's his love letter to French New Wave,
Either
and
way,
it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
I really, really enjoyed it. It was probably one of the most enjoyable movie experiences I had this year, so it just had to go on my list. Ernie, what's your number 5?
number 5 for me would be Mud.
Okay,
It
Good,
was
that's one of my honorable mentions.
it
good.
was just basically this. It's like great acting, especially from the two lead boys, and then there's McConaughey, who's just fantastic as Mud. And I mean, even despite the whole out of left field action sequence at the end,
Yeah.
it's like that didn't bother me overall for the film, but it just that Mud was one that came out early in the year,
Mm-hmm.
and that one still stuck with me.
Yeah, that was on my top 10 for quite a long time before just getting kind of nudged off, but I liked it a lot. Kevin, what was your number 5?
Oh, my number 5. What is it? My number 5 is 12 Years a Slave.
Okay.
Get that at number 5.
My number 5 is The Selfish Giant, which we
Ooh.
already talked about.
Yep.
Yeah, really love that movie. And Ernie, what's your number 4?
Number 4, Short Term 12.
Oh, see, this is one I didn't get
Unbelievable.
to see.
I like how pretty
Hmm?
much all of Ernie's top 10 is movies that we haven't seen. It's bumming me out.
Yeah, I really wanted to see Short Term
Film
12,
festivals,
but
man. Film festivals.
I know, and
Uh,
I missed two opportunities to see this.
yeah,
yeah.
this was at the LA Film Festival and ended up being my favorite film at the fest. Mainly because it was just the characters are so rich and the drama is so believable and it really resonates and the acting is just phenomenal in this one. Um, just watching it, it's like just looking at it, it's like these are real flesh and blood teenagers that you're looking at and not like caricatures like out of like an American Pie movie or something.
Kevin, what's your number 4?
Ooh, my number four is Lawrence Anyways
What?
by Xavier Dolan. This film blew me away.
I haven't seen that yet.
This is, yeah, I mean, I heard so much about Xavier Dolan, I think he's only like 24, 25, something like that. And he's already made like three films. And everyone's always talking about how unbelievable he is and he's so amazing for how young he is. And I thought, hey, it's probably pretty good, but I wasn't expecting to be as blown away as I was with this film. And the acting is just phenomenal.
That's out like on home video, right?
Yes.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's stuff.
my number 4 is Upstream Color. So I already talked about that. Ernie, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is 12 Years a Slave.
No. Oh, that's
Huh?
I think is that the first one that's on all our lists? I think so.
I think, yeah,
I
yep.
think so. Yeah.
Kevin, what's your number 3?
My number three is Spring Breakers.
Okay, a little bit higher on my list.
Hmm.
I thought that this movie was just so fantastic. It's one of the movies. It's one of the few movies on my list that I could just go back and rewatch again and again and still enjoy it.
The only thing that I did go back and rewatch it again. The only thing that sort of brought it down a little bit was the three-way sequence in the pool. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
like, oh God, give me a break.
My number 3 is The Act of Killing, and
Mhm.
this is the only documentary on my list, but it made it to number 1 on my best documentary list. I think it's your number 1 too, isn't it, Ernie?
Yeah, yeah. And if I decided to include documentaries, it would have been my number 1 movie of the year. But I didn't. So
Yeah, it's just this could be my number 1 movie of the year easily, just because there's just nothing like this. I mean, anybody that sees this movie is going to be impacted
Mhm.
by it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and I actually just yesterday got the Blu-ray in the mail, and it's got the
You're gonna rewatch that thing?
well, it has the 166-minute
Oh,
director's cut
Wow.
on the Blu-ray,
oh,
oh,
I
you
have to
gotta
watch
watch
that.
that. You gotta watch that.
and I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. So
I want you to keep a running tally of how many times you throw up in your mouth.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at the LA Film Fest, and it felt like you're coming out of a funeral when it ended. It's like the movie ended, the credits rolled, and the lights came up. Nobody was talking, nobody was saying anything. Everyone was just walking out of theater, dropping their ballots, and then going out into the night. It's like
Just
they're
going
like,
home and sobbing.
I'm in a state of shock and depression right now.
well, now at the festival, did you see the theatrical cut, or did they put?
It was a theatrical cut. It wasn't 2 hours 40 minutes. I can't remember how long it was, but it wasn't that long.
I'm pretty sure that the one that we saw, Kevin, was also the theatrical cut because they sent us a
Yes.
screener for it, and I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
wasn't that long.
No, it wasn't that long.
All right, Ernie, what's your number 2?
Number 2 is for me, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
There's a lot of it's polarizing for sure. Either you're gonna love it, you're gonna hate it, and I'm obviously one of the ones who loved it. I just ate this one up. It's like I was just laughing my ass off, like loving the audacity and Scorsese going over the top. I mean, it's just a crazy flat out comedy, assuming you're taking it as a comedy. Um, I just enjoyed the hell out of it. The character, the acting, the writing. I mean, Leo, for me, I think should get a nomination, and if anything, should even deserve to win.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, based on like the hierarchy, I mean, like Chiwetel Ejiofor deserves to win, but this is his first nomination, and it's Hollywood, so you know he may not win.
No.
But Leo has been the kind of guy who's been giving one great performance after another, and this one he is
The best. It is the
like
best.
he's all over the map, changing genres in a second.
Yep.
You got slapstick comedy, and then you got a deep depression, and then all of a sudden he's freaking tripping out, and then
Yeah, I think
and
that.
then it's over the top. It's wow.
Yeah, I think that was one thing we talked about when we reviewed this on the show. Now, it was funny because I loved it, and then Kevin was the opposite. You didn't like it. He didn't
I
like
did
it
not
too
like
much.
it at all. No.
Yeah, kind of like I've been told that my point of view is wrong because it's like I was thinking, yeah, it does for stockbrokers what Goodfellas did for the mafia. It's like, but you're not supposed to want to become a stockbroker. You're supposed to detest these people. I'm like, I know they're detestable. I know I don't like them, but I still find them pretty entertaining. It's like, I'm like, does that make me wrong? Does that make me a bad person? No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a stockbroker, but I like Wall Street, and I like Margin Call, and all these other movies that
Yeah.
deal with that type of stuff. I even like that movie Boiler Room.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Boiler Room?
But yeah, it was a great movie for me.
All right, Kevin, number 2.
My number 2 is Blancanieves
Okay.
by Pablo Berger. This was just probably the most fun that I had this year, film-wise, entertainment-wise. Just the silent film retelling of Snow White. It's just, oh my God, it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. And I think I remember when we talked about it before, to me, this is Snow White from now on for me.
Wow.
This is what I see as the story. It was unbelievable.
I'll have to
Highly
watch.
recommend it.
Oh yeah, I definitely have to watch this. I still haven't gotten around to it yet.
I haven't seen it, but I think it's on Netflix streaming now.
I think you are right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was another one at I can't remember which fest that they were playing it, and I missed it because I wasn't able to get to it.
My number 2 is Before Midnight. Richard Linklater's Before Midnight.
Unbelievable.
I love this movie. Well, you haven't even seen it yet, Kevin.
I know. I keep putting it off and putting it off. I have a strong aversion to Linklater.
Yeah, I know you do. And I mean, I'm not
Really strong.
I'm not as big of a fan of his as I was when we were younger, when we both loved him. But I thought that this was the best one out of all 3, and I loved it. I just loved every moment of it.
And I think that's the biggest problem for me, I think, is that I have to watch the second one before I watch the third one. And I think that's what's really holding me back, because I really don't want to watch the second one.
Second one, but see that I liked all 3 of them, but
Yeah, I still think the second one's the best one, but Midnight's a close second. So.
all right, number 1s. Let's do it. Ernie, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is your number 2. My number 1's Before Midnight.
Oh shit.
Wow. I feel out of place.
I was initially going with Wolf of Wall Street for number 1, and then as I was making my list and I saw Before Midnight, I was like thinking, it's like everything just flooded back to me. I was like, oh my God, it's like this. I love this moment. This moment resonated with me. This moment is like that moment felt so real. I was like loving the performances and the dialogue. And I was like thinking, it's like, and it was just like it resonated with me on so many levels. And I just love the performances and the non-writing, if you want to call it, because everything again, it just keeps feeling improvised.
It's just so crazy that I mean, this is like 18 years in the making. You know, it's like they feel Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke feel like these characters. Like these characters are so fully realized.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a very, very heated argument, full-on fight towards the end, where you literally, even though you know it's a movie, you want to get in there into that room and tell these guys, take a break, take a breather. It's like don't go there. It's like geez. But yeah, it was just a damn good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you should check it out, Kev.
I know. I'm gonna have to do it.
If you're willing, and you do want to see Sunset before that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing. I gotta watch that one first.
That was not bad
It's
though.
like about 3 hours of your time collectively. So.
Oh God.
It's not gonna be that bad.
Oh, that's the main reason I haven't watched Blue is the Warmest Color yet.
Yeah, that one you should definitely see too. But
Well, that was one movie. The other ones are 2. So.
Kevin, number 1.
Act of Killing.
Act of Killing.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
I pretty much had to watch the ending of it on mute so I wouldn't throw
God.
up. And
Ugh.
it's just the way that everything plays out, the way that Oppenheimer does this is just brilliant.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before, and it's so amazing.
I agree.
And it's one of those types of films that's just instantaneously, as soon as it came out, it is like a definitive must see for anyone that watches movies at all ever
Hmm.
for the history of cinema.
Yeah, I think that this is. I will say that I believe that this is one of the best documentaries ever made.
Yeah, I think you
Hmm.
can definitely say that.
Yeah,
My
I remember seeing it at the end, without giving anything away to anybody who hasn't seen it, and they should. Um, was the emotional feeling I got. I got a bit teary-eyed at the end, but it was like I had to. It took me a minute to figure out. It's like, am I being teary-eyed because I'm feeling sorry for this guy, or am I getting teary-eyed because of what his realization and what he could have prevented?
I think that
I'm like, whoa! It's like this is weird.
yeah, I think that it all comes down to that final scene. Like that
Yeah.
final scene is what it just completely floored me.
Hmm.
Yes.
I don't want to give
Yes.
anything away, but
Yeah.
it's incredible. My number one is Spring Breakers.
Hmm.
Again,
Ooh.
I love this movie. I gave it a 10 out of 10, and really a lot of these, again, I will reiterate that a lot of these could be switched around. I mean, Active Killing, that could easily be number one. Before Midnight could be number one.
Yeah.
But I just had to go with Spring Breakers because it's one that I can rewatch and still have fun with and still enjoy.
Hmm.
And I loved every second of that one.
Yeah, I loved how he set it up, where it was like it was delivering exactly what you expected, thinking it was going to be going in, and then it just went in a completely different direction. That just was like totally fresh. It was like I had no idea where this movie was going.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about some honorable mentions. So I guess we can just kind of do like a free form version of this. If there are any other movies that you guys wanted to mention that we haven't already talked about, maybe now would be a good time. I'll start off with Fruitvale Station. I think that that is one that I was really blown away by that, and it didn't quite make it in the top 10, but I thought that it was still very emotional movie. And although I feel like it was maybe a little bit too manipulative with its emotion, that didn't bother me. Like I was just into it the entire time. And great performances in that movie as well by Michael B. Jordan and Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, I never got to see that one. I was trying to at the fest, but I couldn't get in and wasted time in line.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, it's really really good. Kevin, did we lose you again?
What's that?
Oh no.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
yeah,
Uh,
a lot of the ones that we already talked about were ones that could have been like something on just on the outside, like Selfish Giant, Francis Ha, Llewellyn Davis from Nebraska. Those are all ones that could have easily been the top 10 for me. Prisoners, Spring
Yep.
Breakers.
Yeah,
But
I have Prisoners on my honorable mentions. Nebraska was so close to making it in the top 10, and same with Blue is the Warmest Color. That it's funny because when I first saw that movie, I wasn't that keen on it. Like I liked it, but I wasn't really blown away by it. But the more that I sat with that movie, the more I came to like it.
yeah, for me, one that stands out was the Spectacular Now. I thought was really good for a teen. I use the term loosely, teen sex comedy, because the teenagers in the film aren't hung up on sex,
Yeah,
and the sex is handled naturally. Just
they
like
don't. Yeah, that was kind of
it's
the
just
interesting
it's
thing
just played
about
real.
that.
It's just played for real. It was like, okay, you're having sex, big deal, move on. So it's not hung up on that. It's like what they hung up on is just relationships with parents and your place in society and like real world stuff that teenagers do actually think about that Hollywood never really addresses. You know?
For some reason, I wasn't as big on that movie as everyone else was. Like I've seen that on quite a few top tens, and I just it was okay. But I think when we talked about it a couple weeks ago on the show, it's like basically like Perks of Being a Wallflower, this year's version.
Mm.
This year's version. It does seem to have one every year.
Yeah, there's always
For some
one
reason.
like coming of age drama.
Teenagers working through their shit.
Any other ones that you want to mention, Kevin?
Obviously, something like Francis Ha was outside of my top 10, could have easily made it in there. And mostly because, like, you guys did the top 10 documentaries, I did a top 10 indie film. So I sort of kept some of those out because they were already in another list. So Francis Ha is one that easily could have been in there. Another indie film that I've really, really grown on me throughout the year is Give Me the Loot. It was another one
Well,
of the
yeah, see
best times that I had this year.
that's a tough one because we covered that last year for the Spirit Awards.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I was working on with my stuff, I never really considered that because it was like, you know, was it last year? Was it this year? Because we saw it last year, but,
Yeah.
it made it complicated. But I do thoroughly enjoy that movie a lot.
And I would also say a hijacking,
Yep,
written and directed
definitely.
by Tobias Lindholm, who wrote The Hunt, which to me, I mean, a hijacking and The Hunt, I think are like the two of the best well-written films that I saw this year. I mean, they're almost perfect in their screenplays. And another one that's a little sort of under the radar is In the House that we talked about a couple weeks back, which is actually playing right now on Netflix.
Yeah, that one looks interesting. I'm curious to see that one. I'll quickly mention Prisoners got really close to my list. Kings of Summer loved Kings
Mhm.
of Summer, but didn't it was on my top 10 for a long time, but it kind of I cooled on it a little bit and it just missed it. American Hustle too. That was on my top 10 for a while and that just got pushed off barely. I really really loved American Hustle. Really quick shout out to Blue Caprice. That was definitely one that flew under the radar for a lot of people, and I think that was a really solid film about the DC snipers.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was surprised that didn't get more buzz.
I think that's
It didn't get much of a release,
no, it
No,
as far
didn't.
as I know.
It didn't get a
like it
very
was,
big
yeah,
release.
it was talked about for a good bit there, and then it just sort of released with no fanfare.
Mm.
I think it did get nominated for a Spirit Award though. For was it best first feature or something like that?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so it did get some recognition, but it was really good. Ernie, any other ones you want to mention? Drinking Buddies, I'll also mention.
Yeah, Drinking Buddies was a fun one.
Yeah. I guess other ones would be Side Effects was a, pretty solid thriller.
Yeah,
Um,
early,
that that was
came
that
out
was an early release.
early
Yeah.
this year. Release.
They I can't remember which country made it, but Kon-Tiki was a beautiful looking retelling of the sailing of the Kon-Tiki. Uh, just a gorgeous looking, great to see in the theater. I think it's Netflix streaming now, but it probably won't have as much of an impact.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wasn't that keen on that movie, but
no.
it was okay.
There's Fill the Void, which is a drama that takes place in the Hasidic Jew Society in New York, I believe.
Yeah, that was pretty good film.
And,
I saw that.
Kevin mentioned The Hijacking, which I think is a better film than Captain Phillips.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
But Captain Phillips is one of the ones that could have been a top 10 for me.
yeah,
And I guess the other one would be Miyazaki's The Wind Rises. Um,
yeah. I want to see
is
that.
is allegedly final film. So
that's one of those movies that's irritating me. Like every time I see someone's top 10 and they have
really,
that within like the top three, I'm like,
really,
why can't I see it? I want to see the damn movie.
Yeah, I really want to see that. Well, I think that wraps it up for the top tens. Really solid year. I mean, this year was a lot of great stuff came out, and I'm sure that there's a lot of great stuff that we're not even mentioning. Like All Is Lost was really good as well. I feel like there's probably some other Oscar buzzy
yeah.
type
There's
movies.
still a lot of movies that I missed that I'm sure could have easily been top 10 or top
Oh yeah.
20. But I'm like thinking it's like, yeah, I can't include them if I see them now because then I'd be rewriting my list throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll tell you what. If I end up seeing her like next week and I love it, my list is my list is
You're
getting amended.
you are going back changing that list.
I'm gonna go
yeah.
back and re-edit this episode and have me just ADR me saying her.
Yeah, my favorite movie of the year is Her.
My number one is her. Well, with every top 10, we have a bottom 10. Let's go
Bottom
over.
10.
Now, Kevin, I want to start with your bottom 10
What's up?
because
What's going on?
I just feel like your bottom 10 is it's like clearly you haven't seen that many bad movies this year.
No, but even if I did, I think that these would be placed higher. Because, like, a lot of the movies that you're watching, I mean, they're shit. We all know that they're shit before we even go into it. But these movies are actually, like, people put time and effort into
Well,
them and money, and there's actually, like, talent involved, and they're terrible.
well, when I made my bottom 10, okay, I could have easily just put all the, shitty horror movies that I've seen this year. I could easily have put all those on there, but I didn't. I tried to mix it up because there were certain movies on my list that they just flat out offended me in one way or another. Like they were just offensively bad to me. And that's why I made my top tens. But why don't we just go down, Kevin, why don't you just read off your entire list of top tens and then we'll discuss and move
Okay.
on.
I'll go 10 to 1 here is Only God Forgives, The Gangster Squad, which I forgot was even a film. Uh, The Conjuring, which was a terrible, terrible piece of shit.
I
The
disagree.
Great,
Yeah.
The Great Gatsby, Mama, Spike Lee's Old Boy, The Hangover Part 3, Kid Thing, VHS 2, and Passion.
Yeah, now I should have added Passion to my bottom 10 because I really despised that movie, but for whatever reason I forgot about that one. Forgot about the existence of that
I
one.
I
Now
wish I could forget.
I have not seen it nor heard. Now I'm curious. It's like, wow, what is so bad about this movie?
Ernie, I think you might actually like Passion just because of how it's made. Like it's kind of designed to be a throwback to like a 90s erotic thriller. I mean, it's directed by Brian De Palma, so
Oh, hmm.
Not one redeemable aspect to be found in that movie.
it's very
Like I,
it's,
I honestly, I dug and dug for like an hour after watching this to try and come up with like, at least one positive point for my review, and I couldn't think of a single thing
it
at
even
all.
has like really bad saxophone music like in those movies.
It's
Uh
it's bad.
The Conjuring, I can't
I don't understand
I just
what you people see in this media. The
What do you mean, you
mediocrity
people?
displayed in this film is just unbelievable. It's so terrible.
well, I
It's just
remember
the same shit that I've seen for like the last 20 years.
But I remember you said that on the show when you talked about it, but you were like, yeah, it was fine, but it was
Yeah,
mediocre. You
it's
weren't.
one of those that you know how sometimes you sit on a movie and it sticks with you and you grow to enjoy it more. Well, I that happens the opposite way with me too as well. Like when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. But like the more I think about it, the mediocrity really gets to me and really bothers me that it's like they didn't even do anything in this film. It's just like a
Oh,
couple
I don't.
jump scares, a chair flips upside down during the. I mean, that's it. That's all you got.
Well, I know Adam and I have seen our fair share of horror movies, and he's probably more still a fan of the genre than I am. I kind of got disenfranchised with the horror genre, and it's like I usually avoid horror movies because I know they're just going to be shit. But Conjuring for me, or for the amount of crap that I've sat through over the years, I'm like, this is actually in comparison to all the other horror films I've seen of the ghost ilk, it was actually probably the best one. I mean, I knew it was done by James Wan, who did Insidious, which I was not a fan of at all, and he's done the Saw movies, and of which only a handful of them were actually decent. So, um,
Yeah,
Conjuring for me was a surprise. So.
I genuinely like The Conjuring. It didn't make it on my top 10 horrors. Like that, I should note that it wasn't. I didn't love it, but I did think it was a solid movie.
I didn't see enough horror movies this year to make a top 10.
Oh,
Or I should
I
say,
did.
not enough horror movies, but I didn't see enough good horror movies to make a top 10.
Well, here's the thing about that. I wasn't gonna make a list. I usually make a top 10 horror movie list every year, and this year I wasn't gonna make a list because there just wasn't really that. There was nothing
Okay.
that good that came out. But there were a couple like low budget indie horrors that I did want to get out there and mention, because a couple of them like Resolution and The Battery I thought were genuinely good, and I wanted to plug those. Same VHS 2. I thoroughly liked that movie. And I know you absolutely hated that from the beginning.
Oh my God. That is just, I don't get it. I don't get it. And maybe I'm missing something here.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I'd tell you to rewatch it, but I know you won't.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Ernie, why don't you give us your bottom 10?
All right, bottom 10, going from 10 to 1. Mama, that's two lists.
Yes.
G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Ugh.
The Lone Ranger. Hours. Sorry, Mr. Walker.
Yeah.
The Tower. Korea's Towering Inferno. It was like laughable. Rob Zombie's The Lords of Salem. 33 Postcards.
Oh, jeez.
That looks really bad.
I just remember getting a slew of emails, just like nonstop, for 33 postcards, asking us to cover that.
Did we?
And I just want.
Did we
I just.
cover it?
Yeah. It was one of my early reviews. I reviewed it because it actually played out here, and I went to see it. I'm like, oh, it's got Guy Pearce, should be good. I'm like, nope. I mean, I felt bad because my reaction to it was the girl that was in the movie was so naive and annoying that she totally, because of her innocence, she just totally fucks up so many lives that I just wanted to slap the shit out of her, tell her to get the fuck out of the country and don't come back. I'm like, wow, I really hated her. That's 33 Postcards. After Earth, Scary Movie 5, and a sequel to one of my most favorite action franchises, A Good Day to Die Hard.
I haven't seen. There was a couple of those that I haven't seen. Like, I didn't see Die Hard. I didn't see Scary Movie. I didn't see. What was the other one? Lone Ranger. Didn't see Lone Ranger. So.
Lone Ranger.
I know The Tower. I think that might have been the first review you did for us.
Yeah, that was. So.
Started
out with a bad one. Started out with a bad review. Let's see how this goes.
Well, just set you up for what was to come. Me sending you nothing but horrible movies.
Yeah.
All right, my bottom 10. Number 10, Hours. Again. Just terrible in every way. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. That was bad. The Lifeguard with Kristen Bell.
Geez.
That was.
I forgot that you watched that.
Yeah, that was really bad. Rapture Palooza.
Oh my God. I forgot that existed as a movie.
That was really bad. CBGB, offensively bad. Salinger, offensively bad. Pawn Shop Chronicles. That was another Paul Walker, actually.
Was it?
Yeah. He was in it. That's like one of those kind of ensemble Tarantino ripoff movies, and he played a small role in it. That's directed by Wayne Kramer, the guy that did Running Scared, that other Paul Walker movie. Absence, which was the worst found footage movie I've seen all year. Second worst. Sorry. I saw a lot of found footage. I always see a lot of found footage. I don't understand.
I thought you would be sick of found footage.
I'm so sick of it. I am sick of it, but they keep sending it to us, so I keep watching it.
You gotta start telling people no.
Yeah.
It's.
I wonder if it's ever going to stop, because I remember when I saw Paranormal, they had two trailers for found footage movies at the beginning, and you can start hearing groans from everyone. Oh, not another one.
It's gonna. I would say this is probably going to be the last year for it, because it's imploding. They're getting worse. They're getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah, but Absence is really bad. Very similar to Blair Witch, just with aliens, and it's horrible. Yeah. Like the payoff it's like an hour of nothing, and then a twist at the end that's supposed to make the previous 70 minutes worth it. But it's awful. I think Gina reviewed that for the site, and she gave it like a 1 or something. She really hated it too. Number 3, I have The Canyons.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh crap! You know what? I forgot I saw that.
Well, yeah, you and I reviewed it on the show.
That would be in my top 10. My top 10 worst.
It's so bad. I don't understand how
I-
anybody can. Do you know this landed on some top 10s, like best of the year?
Best of?
Yeah,
Really?
I saw it on a few top 10s, and
I wonder if it's on Cathers again. Because
What?
you remember the one year they had their favorite film of the year was 444 Last Day on Earth.
Oh yeah, I remember
And we were
that.
like freaking out and
Yeah.
couldn't understand.
I don't know, but I find nothing redeemable about The Canyons. Every aspect of it is terrible. Number 2, the upper footage. This is one that I don't think a lot of people have seen because it didn't get a theatrical release. It got an online release.
Ooh.
I think it did play in New York, actually. Like, there were a couple shows in New York, and it was a failed experiment, and it was just dreadful. Probably one of the worst movie experiences I've had in quite a long time.
This looks like the worst thing ever.
I wanted to turn it off so many times. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. And number 1, movie 43.
Yeah. See, I don't even understand why people went and saw this.
Well, because it has
Why-
a shitload of people.
Why
in it.
don't let them trick you, Adam?
I look at the cast and it's got like 50 celebrities. Got, I think 3 Academy Award winners are in this. And I thought to myself, well, it's an anthology, so, a couple of them will probably be funny. No, it is awful. I hated it.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about 2014, because with every new year, there's promise of some great movies.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Not as good as 2015 will be, but we'll get to that at episode 200.
Yeah, 2015 is gonna be enormous. That's got
Ridiculous.
like Star
Ridiculous.
Wars, and there's
Avengers.
so much. There's a new Jurassic Park, I think, coming out in
Yeah,
2015.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. It's ridiculous. Anyway, 2014. What are you guys looking forward to? I'll open up the floor here.
I would imagine everyone's looking forward to Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yep.
Is that a safe assumption?
Number 2.
That's pretty much, if I had like a top 10, number 1 through 5 is that film. And then number 6 through 10 is Inherent Vice by P.T. Anderson.
Yeah.
Those are my 2. Those are the 2 that I'm just dying to see.
You know, it's funny. Like just the other day, Kevin, you and I were talking about how there's certain directors that no matter what they do, we'll see it, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And P.T. Anderson is that for me. But we were also talking about how there's some movies that directors will come out with that don't interest us, but we'll still go see it anyway and end up loving it. And that's how the Grand Master or the Master was for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was like, yeah, it's like, it looks okay. I'll go see it because it's Paul Thomas Anderson. But of course, I loved it, and I think that the same goes for his next film as well.
I just did the idea of P.T. Anderson doing, adapting a Pynchon book. Just it's so unbelievably interesting to me. I'm so curious to see this and see if it works.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely excited for that. Grand Budapest Hotels, I'd probably put it number 2 on my list.
It has every person ever in it.
Yeah, looks
Every
incredible.
actor.
Huge cast. Yeah.
Now, Ernie, are you a Wes Anderson fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And I absolutely loved Moonrise Kingdom. And I think that might have been in my top 10 last year or something. But I know they just released a new trailer for Grand Budapest, but I'm like, it's coming out in March, so I think I'll avoid watching the trailers.
Yeah, I can't help that. I have to watch any new trailers for that to come out.
I also love the fact that it's co-written by the guy that did all the paintings that were in Eli Cash's house and Royal Tenenbaums. The guys with the mask on their little ATVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's co-written by that guy that painted those.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. Interstellar, you guys excited for that? Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, it's Christopher Nolan. And it's about
It's-
wormholes. Are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah.
When I saw the trailer, I kind of it's like this is cool. But then the first images, I was thinking astronaut farmer. I'm
Astronaut,
like, is this like a redo of astronaut farmer? I'm like,
astronaut
he's on a
farmer.
farm. There's like he's going off, taking off in a rocket. I'm
That'd be awesome if it was.
like
It was a
okay.
reboot.
So, uh,
My number one most anticipated is the Raid 2.
mhm,
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are
yeah,
excited for that.
I'm pretty
yeah,
pretty excited for that. I'm very
yeah.
particular when it comes to action films,
Hmm.
and luckily for me, Gareth Evans makes like exactly what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a handle on the action movie that I don't think many directors have, at least nowadays. And I would argue
Mhm.
that he's going to be, I mean, if the Raid 2 is anywhere close to the first one, I mean, he
Mhm.
could be one of the greatest action movie
Yeah,
directors alive.
Well, the trailer for the Raid 2, Barrendal,
yeah.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting wider in scope. So, see
Yeah.
what happens.
There's going to be 3 of them too, which is exciting.
Oh yeah.
Cool trilogy.
That's
Cool.
like that's number one on my must see at Sundance. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
absolutely have to see that. Any other ones that you guys are excited for? Ernie, I would assume that you're excited for some of the Marvel
Yeah.
stuff.
I am, but
Uh-huh.
Guardians of the Galaxy would be the one that stands out for me the most. Because that was when I heard that Phase 2 was going to include Guardians, and I kept getting hung up on Rocket Raccoon, or Rocky Raccoon was there. I think it's Rocket, isn't it?
Rocket, yeah.
But yeah, and I was like getting hung up on that. I'm like, okay, it took me a minute to swallow Thor being a god and being in this universe, but like a talking raccoon. So
Isn't the other
when
guy
I
like a giant tree
a
too?
giant tree, yeah, a
Are
giant
you,
tree and a talking raccoon.
what the
And
fuck are you guys talking
I
about?
can't wait.
Guardians of the Galaxy is like another Marvel Universe thing where they're like five people brought together who go around like trying to keep things in balance in certain parts of the universe or something to that effect.
Isn't it? It's sort of like the Lantern Corps in
Kind of like the Lantern Corps,
DC's.
but not Green Lanterns. So yeah, kind of like that. But but in
Oh,
here they got a talking raccoon and a tree. So
Isn't the raccoon voiced by Bradley Cooper?
I
correct.
I think so, and the tree
Yes.
is Vin Diesel.
Yeah, the tree's
Yes.
Vin Diesel. Groot, I think is his
Yeah,
name or
Groot.
something.
yeah,
Groot.
And
and and so I
do you like
wasn't
how I
sure how
like pronounce that so specifically?
totally wasn't sure how that was going to go over until I saw the footage at Comic Con this year, and the tone that James Gunn set up, the tone and the look and everything just totally set up. I was like, okay, I can buy into this. This actually could be pretty funny and entertaining.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think it's
just
being billed as a comedy.
yeah, and
I
basically
was
it
gonna
just
say it sounds hilarious.
yeah, that just the moment I'm looking for the most is when they all come together in whatever Avengers it may be.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to see that moment where Tony Stark meets Rocket the Raccoon. And what is Robert Downey going to say when he's like, I'm talking to a raccoon? Like,
did,
I just
did
want to see that moment.
did you see they released like a press still for that? Did you see that where you can see
Yeah,
Rocket
that was
Raccoon?
actually a still of like the last frame from the footage they
Oh,
showed at
okay.
Comic. But
Looks
they
good.
actually, yeah, they showed there was like a 2 minute scene where they showed them in action, and you're like, yeah, this looks cool. Like okay, the raccoon works. It's like okay, Groot, fine. So
I'm into it. I think
I keep hearing. Also, I keep hearing this raccoon.
yeah, it's
There's a raccoon in it.
he's a raccoon.
There's-
not just a raccoon, he's a talking
He's a talking
raccoon
raccoon. He wears like a little
who
space
shoots
suit.
who shoots guns.
Wait, does he have like any powers besides being a raccoon that can talk and shoot guns?
Not that
I
I'm
don't know.
aware
Maybe,
of.
maybe he just has a really good attitude, a really bad attitude or something.
Like, does he fly or does he just like walk around?
No, he walks around on his hind
I-
legs.
He
I
walks
would
around.
imagine that it would take him forever to get to places, though.
Yeah.
Like, how does he
Um,
help?
I think he rides the tree.
Probably.
Who
Oh
probably
man,
runs.
I'm
something.
excited for. I'm curious. I'll say I'm curious for it because I think
Yeah.
that out of all of the Marvel stuff, this has to be the biggest gamble. Because I
Mhm.
mean, James Gunn, this is the biggest movie he's ever done.
Yeah.
You look back at his previous stuff. You know, he started at Trauma, I think, and moved on to do Slither, which I still love.
Yeah.
But it was the last one he did, Super, I think it was. I didn't like that at all. So,
Wow.
I don't know.
That sounds very interesting.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I am excited to see it though. And
I know Thor 2 kind of teased it, but it kind of didn't 100% work because it looked cheesy.
it looked weird. Yeah, it did look kind of weird, but
Oh.
he's the villain, or
I don't know what he is.
actually, I don't know how that's gonna play out. Because I thought,
Yeah.
well, whatever. I don't want to spoil anything about the end of Thor.
Yeah. I think outside of Guardians, I guess my Ray 2 is just my obvious number one, but the other one I've been waiting for is Sin City.
Yeah, I'm so cautiously optimistic about that one
Yeah, I don't think
because Machete
my hopes
2 was on my bottom 10 for. I had to move that one off, but I feel like Robert Rodriguez is just he lost his spark.
Yeah. Well, I figure Frank Miller's still 100% involved, so I'm sure he'd be able to keep him in check.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Yeah.
it's got a
I
great cast.
I love the first one, and I'm curious to see what they do with the new one, especially since they had to recast a couple parts, and then due to I guess maybe it's a Sin City curse that a couple people have died. So
Wait, who died other than Brittany Murphy?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh yeah, Michael Clark Duncan was in
Yeah,
that. I forgot.
he was replaced by Dennis Haysbert. So
I don't even know who that is.
he was
Allstate.
the
Oh,
Allstate
okay.
and
That's Allstate's
president.
turn.
Yeah. You're in good hands with the GoldenEye guy.
Yeah, I know who that is.
But he was in 24,
Yeah.
president.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I don't know.
I
just
guess
don't know.
the other big one is Von Trier's Nymphomaniac.
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely on my list.
That was. I'm kind of wondering if I really want to see it, but do I skip the two-parter or just hold out for the uncut one, which is supposed to come out later?
I'm gonna see it because it's coming out on VOD first, right? So it'll be out on video on demand in March, and then the second part will be out a month later. So
Yeah, I think the complete one is actually premiering at Cannes or maybe the Berlin Film Fest or something.
I think Berlin, maybe. I think it's Berlin. Either way, I'm very. Kevin, you seem a little apprehensive.
For what? Nymphomania?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really.
You're not a Von Trier guy?
I'm a big Von Trier fan. I'm so sick and tired of these sexual addiction movies or whatever the hell they are. I can't take it anymore. It's fucking irritating.
Might want to hold off on watching Blue is the Warmest Color for a little bit. It's not about sexual addiction, but there's a lot of graphic sex in it.
Well, I pretty much did the female equivalent this week, watching Chantal Ackerman's film. Towards the end of it, it's just 10 minutes, just full on lesbian sex scene.
Oh, okay, so you're prepared then.
Compared,
You're
I'm
prepped.
sure it was done a lot differently compared to Blue is the Warmest Color.
Ernie, did you see Blue is the Warmest Color?
Nope, have not seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some pretty intense sex going on in that movie.
Chance.
Just like the thing that's holding me back is the 3-hour runtime. I'm like, I got to be in the right mindset for a 3-hour foreign film.
Yeah, it is long, but it doesn't feel long. But any other movies you guys are looking forward to?
I have one which I didn't really know too much about, but pretty excited because of, and you might be too, because of the movie Bullhead. The director Michael Roscombe has a new one out based on a screenplay by Dennis Lehane, starring Tom Hardy, James Gandolfini, Noomi Rapace, and Matthias Schoenaerts.
Yeah.
About a lost pit bull, wannabe scam artist, and a killing. So I'm pretty interested in that.
Yeah, it sounds like
I thoroughly enjoyed Bullhead.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
yeah.
So I'm interested to see his follow up. It's called Animal Rescue.
I actually saw Bullhead 3 times, twice at AFI, and then I saw it again because they had a Q&A with the director and cast, except scheduling conflict. We only got the director, but
Well, still, I really liked Bullhead. I can't remember if that was like on my top 10 or not. Might have been. How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'm pretty excited for that. You guys?
Yeah, me too. I mean, I had no idea I was going to love the first one as much as I did.
Same here. It was like a huge surprise how much I loved the first one.
And then that teaser, the first teaser for the second one, I was like, I cannot wait to see this. It's just him flying with Toothless and him flying himself. I'm like, that was awesome.
Some other.
I'm
Godzilla.
still very excited to see Under the Skin.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if did that come out this year? I'm sure it did for like certain people, but not for us.
I don't think it's come out yet.
No, it played festivals. It played at TIFF, and I don't know if it played anything else, but
I don't think it opened in LA.
I love the look and the atmosphere of that film.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Judging from the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that. Only Lovers Left Alive, I believe, comes out this year.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Fincher's got a Gone Girl with Affleck.
Yep, Gone Girl. Very excited for that. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I'm actually excited for that too. I was surprised. Did you see the first one?
No. Who was? Which one is this?
It's the one with.
Is the
first one had James Franco in it.
Yeah, Rise of the Planet of the Apes is the first one.
Okay. Oh no! I didn't see that one.
I really like the first one.
Yeah. They say it's a prequel, but it's not a prequel to the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes. It's a prequel to the original Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with that Burton one.
So, and it actually comes together quite nicely because they have references to the first one. It's like, oh yeah, this is not a sequel to the Mark Wahlberg movie, or prequel. So,
well, the teaser for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is out, and I got really excited for it.
That was awesome. Same footage, mostly the same footage they showed at Comic-Con. So I don't think there was anything different.
No Franco in the sequel, so that's a plus for a lot of people too.
He's too busy with his 34 films that he directed. he's got to push out.
Yeah. Godzilla, I guess is
Godzilla.
one.
I'm
really
actually
curious to see how that turns out.
I'm pretty excited for that.
I mean, there's like so much they have not shown yet that for 2 Comic-Cons in a row that the Comic-Con footage has actually never leaked. I'm amazed. But there's like only snippets that you see in the new trailer that they actually showed this year. And it was like, but the footage that goes with the actual full scene that they showed is like jaw-dropping. I can't wait to see the full movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that. Transcendence. Are you guys excited for that at all? The directorial debut by Wally Pfister?
More of a curiosity than like I want to see. I mean, when I saw the trailer, I was thinking like various stuff like Lawnmower Man and Virtuosity came to mind. I'm like, or Ghost in the Machine.
That makes me want to see it.
But I'm like,
I don't.
It's like my roommate is actually in that movie.
Oh, really?
If you see the trailer when it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but when Johnny Depp's character gets shot, he's like one of the guys to Johnny Depp's immediate right who like pulls away. It's like, oh, there's my roommate.
That's funny. Kevin,
I have a slight interest in that one, just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
I want to see Dumb and Dumber 2. It has the potential of being bad, thanks to their track record now.
Oh yeah.
Or it could actually be a resurgence and actually be pretty funny. So
I think it's make it or break it for the Farrelly brothers with that one.
But I think it's really.
I thought they already broke it.
Didn't they? I think
they already break. Like when was the last time they made a good film? I forgot that they were living. Honestly,
I can't remember. I think Me, Myself, and Irene was the last one that
I think that's the last.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's probably or Shallow Hal. Did Shallow Hal come out after Me, Myself? And
yeah, that was 2001.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one.
I thought that was fine. I mean, it's offensive.
But
a movie like that wouldn't come out nowadays. But
yeah, because the first one was all about Jim Carrey, but now because Jeff Daniels is such a established dramatic actor now, with his TV shows and movies, now he came back for the sequels. So I'm like curious, and it's like okay,
well, as long as there's a diarrhea scene, I'm fine with it.
It's like oh, deja vu.
Anybody?
Deja vu.
Yeah. Anybody excited for The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
No, God no. Knock it off.
I'll see it, but like other franchises, too many villains spoil the pot.
Oh yeah,
because I'm like, there's what, 4 villains in here? I mean, like, I'm like, didn't these guys see Spider-Man 3 and how terrible that was? It had like 3 villains or something.
Yeah.
And it should have just focused on one. And then this one's got 4 villains. I know they want to set up the Sinister Six, but like, what's the hurry? Take your time. It's like,
Yeah. Well,
No.
I'm not excited about it. I'll see it obviously, but
but I saw the trailer for it in 3D. I think it was on The Hobbit, and I gotta say that I'm surprised no one's addressing this concern. But the visual effects look so bad,
do they?
so CGI, so blatantly CGI. It's like thinking of like if you remember episode 1, you thought the visual effects were so amazing, and then you see it now on Blu-ray in 1080p. To like,
Yeah.
oh, that
Looks
doesn't look as
horrible.
good anymore. That's what these effects look like. Spider-Man, like the CG Spider-Man, like flying through the air. You're like, that looks so fake.
Yeah. The only other one that comes to mind that I'm pretty excited for is the new X-Men movie. I'm actually very curious to see how it plays out, combining like, the original ones and then the new series, and
Yeah.
No.
Bryan Singer back directing. I think it looks pretty good actually. But all right, any other ones that you guys want to mention?
Yeah, well, there's a lot coming out, but nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
Is it Mockingjay this year, or is that next year?
I think part 1 comes out this year.
Yeah, I think that's this year.
Yeah,
I
Mockingjay
guess.
part
Yeah,
1.
I guess looking for a Mockingjay would be one. I'll see. I'll see There and Back again, but I'm like in no hurry.
Yeah, no, not for me. Not for me. Well, I think that'll wrap it up. For all the latest film news and reviews, visit us at filmpulse.net. Follow us on Twitter @filmpulse.net. Be sure to rate us on iTunes. We appreciate that very much. For filmpulse.net, my name's Adam, and we will see you on Thursday for Ryan Watches a Movie.
Ryan, huh?
Yeah, sorry.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry. I was hoping you didn't hear me do the flub.